Hello, everybody. My name is Janet Pesick, and I'm going to go over how to build your business locally. I have been very successful in building my business locally in a very small community. I always tell everybody, Google Bullhead City, Arizona, and it's a very small town. We're right on the Colorado River, and our residents are retirees. A lot of people have a second home where we live. Also, we have like the snowbirds. So right now, and then probably in the next 30, 40 days, we'll get all of the visitors from back east in Canada. And then come about April, they'll head home. And then we get the people coming to visit for summer season, which is the water and the beautiful lake. So it's a very mixed community. However, I have been very successful in booking travel for everybody that comes into our community. So I'm going to teach you how to build your business, how to get seen in your community, um, and the resources that we all have, and also how you can work this into your life. I, when I leave the house, I go out with a purpose. Obviously, I have an errand or something to run, but I work it into my business. So during this training, I'm going to show you some tidbits on what I do and how you can implement um, these ideas into your daily life and business. One second. Sorry about that. All right. Networking. Networking in your community builds relationships, trust, awareness. It puts you as a real business. People will start to notice you more. People want to do business with somebody they know. They want to make sure that we're real. We want to build those connections. So by showing up in your community, this is how you start to build those relationships and those trust. And then one of the simple rules is it doesn't have to be forced. It's not complicated. Here's some tidbits of what I do. I purposely go inside the bank. I don't go to the ATM machine. Why? Because the ATM machine's not going to talk to me, but a bank teller will. I will go into the electrical company and I will pay my bill in person. Why? I'm looking for a conversation. I'm looking to talk with others, right? So this is simple things that you can do, go to a PTA meeting, being at your kids' extra activities. Here's a funny one. I went to my grandson's swim meet. And I'm sitting in the stands and I'm rooting him on and everybody else. And my ears are always open. And so there was a family sitting behind me and they were talking about Monterey. I love Monterey. Love. So I piped in, right? And they didn't mind, right? And so we were talking, and then we went on rooting on the game again. And then I heard them bring up a conversation about river rafting. Oh my gosh. Okay. So one of my very dear friends is a river raft instructor. So I popped into the conversation again, right? And they were just giggling because, it was just, the vibe was there, right? And they didn't mind. Okay. So before the swim meet was over, They definitely have my contact information. And we've actually had a couple conversations after the fact. Okay. So I'm doing this in what I'm already doing in my life, right? I'm looking for conversations. So how simple is it? Saying hello to someone at your child's school, go to the event. You're already going to go, right? Just be prepared with conversations and don't be afraid to pipe in, right? Um, Attending local mixers with your Chamber of Commerce is huge. Now, I am here in Las Vegas, and the Chamber of Commerce here is very expensive. I've chosen not to join the Chamber of Commerce here. However, Bullhead, I have joined the Chamber of Commerce, and they've been a huge help, very reasonably cost. I have well made over the cost of what it was to join. So it was a win-win situation. They hold like business breakfasts, they do community fundraisers, they have mixers with all the other business owners, they do grand openings. They want to help you build your business. That's the purpose of the Chamber of Commerce, is get the businesses intermixing with everyone that lives in the community, right? So check yours out and see if it's a win-win for you, right? Always, always carry a business card. Now, there's several ways you can do this. I truly believe in the paper business card, okay? I also want you to look into, here's two freebie ones. Well, Hi Hello is free, and that can be a electronic business card. I just did a training on that. And have like a link tree, right? So check some of the older trainings out and see which one works for you, okay? Volunteering. I do a lot of volunteering work. My community in Bullhead has brought me so much business. Like, I want to give back to the community. So, and it still puts me in the presence of everybody. So again, it's a win-win, right? Um, Constantly be thinking of your business and every step of your life. Everyday kinds of conversations. You can have conversations at the gym, with your church, at the grocery store. Here's a funny one. This was a couple years ago, and I was in aisle 7. I still remember. I was in aisle 7, and this couple came up to me and said, "Aren't you the travel lady?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Well, we're thinking we want to go on an Alaskan cruise." And I said, "Hey, perfect. Why don't you finish your shopping? I'll finish mine, and we'll meet because there's a Starbucks right here in the grocery store. And we'll meet there." And we had like a short little conversation. I got their contact information, and then I ended up booking their Alaskan cruise. Coffee shops, right? Um, all of your opportunities to build your trust of your business, spread the awareness. You don't need to sell anything. This is not a time to be like selling. What you're doing is building the relationships, building the awareness of your business, putting yourself in the forefront. The selling of it will come later, right? But you want them to be thinking about you. You want them to know that you're there. You're a walking billboard. We don't have a brick and mortar, right? We don't have flashing signs. We don't have big billboards. We have us. And here's another little tidbit. I had some shirts made. I kind of like bling. So you'll probably have seen them, um, maybe a blinged out wine glass or, just something. Well, I have mine about travel, and that generates conversations. Okay. So remember, networking is about the connection, not perfection. Show up constantly and in your community, and you will start to see the rewards of that. So one in your steps in modular one is to identify local groups in your community. They can be on social media. They could be groups that you can meet off of Meetup. That's not a dating site. A lot of groups that I have joined over the years have been from Meetup. Um, there's a ladies group in Bullhead. And so it ended up having like 2,500 ladies. And we would go to dinner. We would, not all of us at time, but they would post like, okay, who wants to go to movies? Who wants to go to dinner? Who wants to come over and play card games? Who wants to attend a pool party? And these were opportunities for me to be with other ladies. It was all ages. Um, and we built amazing relationships. And this ties into like word of mouth. They know me now. They know what I do. They trust me. And so they might be having a conversation with somebody else, and it could be about travel. And they're saying, hey, you know what? There's a lady in our group. She's a travel agent. Let me get you in contact with her. Right. So also joining social media groups, find something that you love. Join those groups, start building relationships in those groups. It doesn't have to be travel, right? There could be all kinds of groups. There's ways to intermix with people without being person to person anymore, which is amazing, right? Create a networking schedule. This is very important. We do so much, and sometimes days go by and we're like, uh-oh, I didn't post. I haven't been active in my business. Create a schedule. A schedule will become a habit. You will find yourself being more accountable for working your business. Because let me tell you, your business is not going to do anything if you stay in your house and don't talk to anybody. They're not going to know you're there. You can't be a secret agent. You got to get out and build and talk, show up, be visible. Okay. Attend at least one event a week where you can have more than just a conversation. So maybe you go to, well, again, I'm going to go back to the chamber. Go to a chamber event. That's what they're there for. That's why they're networking. There's business networking. We also have a group in my community called Boss Babes, and they're women-owned business owners. And we meet and we talk and we help each other. We network with each other. We give ideas. We teach. So you have to do the homework. You have to go and find these resources that are in your community. They're already there. They're waiting for you. They want you. I want you to exchange your contact information with 3 people. And I want you to log it because I want you to build upon that contact. You can send a simple little note. Hey, this is Janet, Leisure Life Travel. I met you the other day. I was just checking in, seeing how you were doing. Little things like that. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Okay. So the homework for that is list 3 groups that you have joined. Keep track of those groups. See what's happening. See if it's a benefit. I was trying to think if I joined a group that really didn't benefit me. And to be honest, I don't think so. I think I brought value to the group and they brought value to me in some way. And that's also another big tidbit, right? Don't just take from these communities, right? Give back, right? Be a team player, right? Again, that builds the relationships. Word of mouth, this is huge. This is huge. All right. Word of mouth is a powerful and cost-effective way to grow your business with friends, family, neighbors that can recommend you. It comes with a built-in trust. Referrals shorten the time it takes for someone to feel confident about you. Now, I'm not saying go and make a list of 100 people and da 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 da. I'm talking about people that are supporting you in your business. I'm going to be transparent. When I started this journey, I had some of my closest friends say, oh, this is silly. What do you know about travel? But I will tell you, in the background, they were watching me, right? Then I had friends and family that were like, oh my gosh, this was an amazing opportunity for you. We're real excited. What can we do to help? So you want to work with the people that are in your corner. So I've had a couple business owners who are like, hey, bring over your business cards, bring over some brochures. We can put it in the lobby. When they're working with their, okay, one of my best girlfriends, a nail technician, a very popular nail technician. And she's like, because when you're at the nail salon and you're with your gal, it's kind of like the therapy hour, right? You can get into some really deep conversations. Okay. So we call her Honey, and I'm telling you, that woman has helped me in so many different ways in my life. But let's talk about travel. She has promoted me. She has referred people to me. I refer people to her. She has allowed me to put information into her store. I also did a wine and I don't remember what I called it, but I did like a introduction to cruising inside the nail salon after it was closed one night. That was a hoot. So there's people out there in your corner that, yes, they're interacting with their customers. And again, it could be a win-win for both of you, right? We refer people to every day. We tell them, someone asks you, hey, what's the best pizza? Or what's the best car wash? Or, things like that. We're always helping. Well, that's what word of mouth is. And that's huge. But there can't be a word of mouth if you're not out there being present, showing up. So you definitely want to do that. So how simple is it? It takes sharing your passion. Tell your friends and family what you do. Ask them to keep you in mind. If they hear someone planning a trip, hand out a simple referral. You might even make a referral card or give them something that they can use so they can give the information out. Maybe even just being added to their contacts. So a lot of my business owners, they have me as Janet Pesic, and then also they have Leisure Life Travel in their phone. And so when they're referring, they can just share my contact information, right? So homework for this is tell 5 friends or family members about your services. Okay. Draft a referral script and practice it. Now you're probably going to say, well, what do I say? I don't know. Let's go into ChatGPT. Well, actually, I've been using this other one, Copilot. And this is free, right? So let's just play with this. I call it play. All right. And I'm going to say create, hold a minute, hold on. Create a referral response for friends to try and think of what I'm putting in here to share with others about travel is business. Create a um um conversation and other ideas. Let's just see what it comes up with. Okay, so I've been working a lot with Copilot, Gemini, and ChatGPT, so it starts to get to know you. So here it says, hey, I just wanted to share someone amazing with you, Janet Wilsey. She's a solo grandma turned the powerhouse travel mentor and who helps people, especially late bloomers, which again, that's kind of like my niche. And I'll talk about niches in just a second. Plans unforgettable trips, whether you're curious about becoming a travel agent or just want expert booking on your next adventure. Janet's your go-to. Here, her energy is contagious, her tips are gold, and she truly cares. Check her out. Oh my gosh, I just thought of something. You, you know how sometimes people ask to share their business, like somebody with a business will contact me on social media and ask me if I would share their business to my people. I just, after reading this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be something totally cool if one of my people shared something about me on their platform. I'm going to think about that. I think it's great, but I'm going to dive in a little bit more. But that, I love when I use ChatGPT or one of these different platforms because it really can give you some ideas to think outside the box, to go in a different direction. So I'm going to think about that. I thought that I'm going to play with that. Okay, word of mouth conversation starters. Oh, okay. I think the way that I put this in, it's telling me how if I wasn't the travel agent, how I could talk about somebody else. Because it says, my friend Jen turned solo journey, thriving travel business. She's mentoring others now, especially folks who thought it was too late. God, these are really good. Hold on. Oh, okay. Here's something. Milestone shout out, ask friends to share your agent success stories or workshop wins on their socials with a tag. Ask me anything post a casual Q&A on Facebook or Instagram where friends can invite others to ask about travel, trips, and planning. Oh, this is going to turn into a whole nother training. Okay, I really love this. I really love this, but this wasn't the point that I was trying to get to you. So let's try this again. Trial and error. All right. So, okay, hold on. Let me go to my cheat sheet. Um, draft a referral script. This is not as easy as I thought. How to I know I'm being quiet because I'm thinking. So I'm asking how to ask others for a referral to your business, how to approach friends and family and other businesses. Let's see. Hey, so to whoever, I'm growing my travel business and helping more people plan amazing trips, even launch their own travel careers. If you know anyone who's dreaming of travel or curious about becoming a travel agent, I'd love an introduction. Just a quick share or tag can make the difference. Okay. Okay, now we're going down the right rabbit hole. All right. Be specific about who you're looking for. Solo travelers, retirees, moms, aspiring entrepreneurs. So this is something I should have started in the very beginning. Know your niche. Yes, we can book anything and everything. However, you're not going to know everything in the very beginning. You're building on that as you do more time in the travel industry, right? So think of a niche: cruising, adventure, theme parks. Here's some I think that are awesome: solo travelers, empty nesters. Um, and I'm probably going to mispronounce it or not have all the right letters, but bear with me. LBGQT. They're definitely looking for us. They want to travel safe and they want to be welcomed. Families that maybe have someone in the family that is disabled or anything along those lines, they're definitely looking for us. Okay. So, how to approach other businesses? So, with your niche, you can talk at hair salons. Hair salons is a pot of gold. You know that when you go into a salon, it's an open conversation. Everyone's talking about everything and anything. Um, and I will jump into those conversations. Okay. Realtors, I think, are great networkers. Um, Matter of fact, I'm working with a realtor right now and for her upcoming trip, and she wants to use me as she has like a book, I guess she put together of resources for when she sells a home and somebody moves into our community. Um, the local hair salons or, different companies. And so she put me in her resource book under travel. I'm the local travel agent. That's huge, right? Um, Wellness coaches, anyone who has clients, um, because they're talking to people every day, tax preparers, um, Oh my goodness. Coaches. There's just so many, right? So you can go in here and you can play around and find ways to ask others to help with referrals. Oh my gosh, here's a bonus referral boosters. Create a referral toolkit, a folder with shareable posts, sample messages. I'm going to have to come back to this. Host, bring a friend event. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay, so I'm going to keep that because, again, I'll go down the rabbit hole and I will be on this later tonight, going and finding the resources that I can utilize. All right. So your homework for this is tell 5 friends and family about your services this week. Draft a referral script. Go and use one of those programs, Copilot, Chat, GPT, Gemini, right? Create thank you systems for referrals. That's huge. So I have handwritten thank you cards are huge. People don't get those anymore. That used to be like what we did, right? When someone gets a handwritten thank you card, it speaks louder than words. They are so thrilled. So maybe you can put a Starbucks card in there. Um, oh, I had some candy bars, and oh, this was hilarious. It was at my girlfriend's salon, and I had some candy bar wrappers made with saying thank you, and it was a what did I use? Those 100,000 bars, and and anyway, so I wrapped them with this little saying that I put on there, and the girls just loved it. So what? I don't know. Candy bars were what, $1, and the wrapper, I don't know. It didn't cost me anything over $10, but it was a hoot. It was a hoot. So just get creative and just have fun with it. That's one of the most important things. Have fun. Okay. Elevator speech. Ooh, your elevator speech is a quick way for you to make memorable impressions. You've got like 30 seconds. It's not a sales pitch. It's a way to introduce yourself clearly and with confidence, and it sparks curiosity. A polished elevator speech makes you sound professional and trustworthy. I talk to people everywhere. So not to, even in the elevator, right? Like, do you get into an elevator and you stay, you push the button, other people get in, and you just stand there and you wait for it to open for your floor? Talk to people. I talk, how's your day? I don't, I just have conversations, right? And people are very responsive, and they'll talk back. Sometimes they're a little shocked because people don't talk to people anymore, right? So again, you can play with Chat GPT, Gemini, or Copilot, right? Think of it as answering, who do you help? What do you do? Why does it matter? For example, I'm a travel advisor with Leisure Life Travel. I help families and couples plan stress-free vacations and cruises and all-inclusives so they can relax and enjoy the moment. Now, I'm going to be honest for myself. I don't read that for word to word, right? Let's take this and, oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, okay, let's just go. give this. Create a 30-second elevator speech to introduce myself as a local travel agent. That's too much. Shorten. This is for conversations. I'm going to ask it, can you make it even shorter? All right, this isn't too bad. I'm Janet, a local travel agent. I help people plan amazing trips and coach others to start their own travel business. Let's just try one more time. Blair, spicy, because that's me. Variations. I'm Jenna, solo grandma turned travel boss. I like this. I help people with epic trips and coach others to build their own travel empires. It's never too late to start. I like that. I like that. Sassy and fun. I'm Janet, the travel fairy godmother. I book dream vacations and help bloomers turn in wanderlust into income. Passport optional. Attitude required. I love these. I love this is talking to me now. This is definitely knowing who I am. Professional with a punch. I'm Janet Woolsey, a local travel agent and mentor. I design unforgettable trips and train others to launch thriving travel business, especially solo entrepreneurs and second act dreamers. You know where I would use these? When I'm like at an event, maybe a luncheon, and they will go around the table and you introduce yourself. Perfect. Perfect. I love these. Okay. So play with them, right? Change it up, but get comfortable, you know? And this helps your mind when you're in a situation, because if you're practicing them, you're going to stay in your mind and you're going to be able to come out with something, boom, right? So I love these. I think I'll have a hoot of a time with these. So practice and practice saying them. I know that sounds silly. Okay. I practice in the mirror. I do. I'm putting on my makeup. I practice and I watch myself. I watch my eye contact. I'm going to be transparent. People have told me for years, Janet, you don't have eye contact. Like your eyes float around. Well, people will notice that. People definitely notice that with me. And so I have to practice eye contact. It's huge for me. And because I don't realize sometimes people will say, you're looking beyond me. Like when we're having a conversation, I feel like you're looking beyond who you're talking to. And I'm like, really? Right? So practice eye contact. Your body language says a lot. Okay. So pay attention to that. Be relaxed. Be confident. Sorry. I also practiced phone conversations. I got a girlfriend and we'll practice on the phone conversations. Okay, I'm gonna don't have a glass of wine first while you're having the conversations and trying to practice your business, because let me tell you, it gets really fun. But anyways, I have a girlfriend that she helps me all the time, and we just have a ball with it. We've learned to have the glass of wine afterwards. All right. So I want these conversations to flow naturally. And the way you're going to be able to do that is by practicing. Practice with your husband. I've even practiced with my 13-year-old grandson. He's going to become a travel agent. So here is your homework. Draft a 30-second pitch, practice it, use the pitch at least twice this week. All right. Social media presence. In my past, I built a very large corporation, a very successful corporation. There was no social media. It was knocking on doors and phone calls. Social media is huge, huge. I know everybody has their own opinion, so I'm not going to dive into that conversation. However, I am going to dive into the conversation that if you're not on social media, you're giving yourself a disservice. This is where the world's at. This is what people are doing. This is the go-to, whether you like it or not. I mean, it's it. You need to learn it. I started to learn. Social media was not in my wheelhouse. I didn't grow up with social media whatsoever. In the very beginning, my grandkids were teaching me social media. I'm very thankful. From there, I learned from other leaders that are in our group social media. I have Googled, I have YouTubed, I have watched other creators. It's huge and it's free. I can't tell you what my marketing bill was in my corporation. It was higher than payroll, and payroll was high. You can literally market your business for free. You need to dive in. It expands the reach in your personal networking, builds credibility. It reminds the audience that you're active, you're knowledgeable, you're available to help them. It's the first place people start looking anymore. It's where people get inspired, where they're looking for tips and tricks and everything about life. Start small. Post 2 to 3 times per week. Share travel tips, photos, local shout outs, join local Facebook groups. That's huge. And I'm going to say, you know what? You need to be posting more than 2 to 3 times a week. Honestly. Okay. Get on one of our trainings. Learn how to post. Learn how to join the groups. Learn how to get active in these groups. Learn how to make these groups work for you. Huge. Learn how to have conversations without spamming, because people are keen to that. And they're going to turn you off. Add booking links into your profile. You can use like Linktree. A few minutes every day builds constant visibility and trust. This is something you definitely need to work into your working hours every week. You can get good at it And there's ways that you can create your social media post and have them automatically posted. And there's tips and tricks. But just remember, it's a big elephant. So take small bites and learn. But definitely be active. Pick one platform in the beginning. Learn that platform. Then graduate and get onto another platform. I don't recommend trying to learn all 3 or 4 or 5, how many there is of them. Do you. Do what you feel comfortable with. But this is definitely income producing. This is definitely something that you want to dive in on. This is something that you probably need additional training. The younger generation, they got this, guys. They got this. So use it. Use it. If you got the skills, you need to put it to work. Okay. So your homework, optimize your profile, your bio, your photo. Make the photo of you. They want to do business with you. No disrespect. You have a beautiful family, you have a wonderful dog, what have you. But they're not doing business with them. They're doing business with you. So it needs to be a good, clear picture of you. Okay. Post, and I have it on here 3 times a week. I'm going to be honest. Some of the most successful people in this business post 6 to 7 days a week, 3 times a day. And they've done it working another job. They have done it consistently for a year, and then they were able to fire their boss. Now, another year into it, they were able to retire their husband. So, yeah, it takes work. Yes, it takes dedication. It's here sitting in the palm of your hands. So, if you need to grind, if someone told you you can make $100,000 and this is what you needed to do, and you can make this in a year, would you do it? Would you be consistent? We all have ups and downs. We all have life crises. We all have something negative in our life. What if I told you you could have less negativity? You could have the life that you dreamed of. And these are the steps that you need to do. Would you do it? That's a question for you. I have had ups and downs. I've had crises. I'm still here. I see the big picture. I know what this business has brought me. I know what this business can bring more of. And I'm not letting my hard work go to waste. These are the conversations you need to have with yourself. Have the conversations with your spouse. Have the conversation with your kids. It's important. Get them involved. You're a team, and the team needs to work together. So play with ChatGPT. Comment on 10 local groups. Use local hashtags, right? So your homework is do all these steps. Keep a record of them. See what's working, what's not working. How can you better a post, or how can you make your bio look better? What groups are giving back? What groups are you building relationships in? Okay. Relationships and building consistency. Building a business isn't just about finding new clients. It's about nurturing those relationships, consistent follow-ups, show professionalism. It keeps you on top of the mind. And the difference between someone thinking of booking someday and booking with you now. How simple is it? Follow up within 24. Wait. Labor Day weekend. I love holiday weekends. Why? It brings family and friends together. They have conversations. We're living in a society that people want instant satisfaction. They're used to it. That's why social media, they can get an answer right then and there. So Labor Day weekend, my phone, I won't say was blowing up, but I was getting calls about travel. Well, I was out on the lake and I got a call about a cruise. So I called her back 4.5 hours later after I got off the lake. And she says, "Oh, I don't want to waste your time. I've already found somebody that I'm working with." Okay. The point being, if somebody calls you, you need to respond right away, as soon as you can, because they want that instant satisfaction. I had another one call me on Sunday of Labor Day weekend. I know you're probably going, Sunday? They don't care. Again, we're spoiled. We think everybody should be answering their phone, whether you're a business or what have you, like you should be open. Okay. So I got 2 bookings over the Labor Day weekend because of the fact that they were with friends and family and they all decided to go on a vacation together. Okay. How did they find me? Again, all 3 of these clients were locals to my community. So it's my presence, it's my social media presence, it's that I'm seen in a consistency manner. That is the reason why they contacted me. Okay. So all these steps are very important. And consistency. Okay. So I don't agree with follow up within 24 hours. Well, maybe this meant something else. Hold on, let me say you met somebody at a network meeting. Yeah, follow up with them. Send them a little note. Hey, I really enjoyed your company. We met last night at the grand opening of da da da, right? Send a thank you message or a small token to referrals. Absolutely. Anybody that refers me to somebody else, they do. I usually give them a Starbucks card. Now, I had a referral that turned into an $86,000 booking. I sent them a dinner for 2, like a gift card. Absolutely. Okay. Keep a simple spreadsheet or notebook of who you spoke with and your follow-ups, right? Dedicate 15 to 20 minutes each week reviewing and reaching back out. Little sweet little notes, a little DM message, a little text message goes a long ways. These small habits repeat consistency and will grow your business very much so. So, homework, get some thank you cards. You can even go to 99-cent store. Create and track conversations. Maybe you have a CRM. Maybe you have a spreadsheet. Maybe you just have a notebook. In the very beginning, that's what I had. I had notebooks. Schedule weekly and review and follow-up times. Weekly action tracker, track to complete this week. Track the conversations you've had. Follow-ups as needed. Task completed. Make sure you're completing your task. Don't beat yourself up if you didn't. Fix it. Fix it. All right. And so then I go into congratulations, guys. And then also in the workbook, because you will all get, this will be attached to the video. If you need help with any one of these modulars, reach out to your mentor, reach out to your gold, reach out to your platinum. You know, first start with your mentor, then go to your gold. We want to direct you. We want to help you. We don't want you going down rabbit holes, right? We can lead you where to get the information. Okay? Don't be a secret agent. Be plugged in. Be connected with your mentor, with your gold, with your team. There's a lot of interactions in your team itself. They're willing to help, right? So stay plugged in and don't be afraid to ask. So I hope you got a lot of value from this training. I hope to deliver additional trainings with workbooks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.